Hey guys, time to chill out with Subzero7 and welcome back to Score Attack. It's been a while since I've been in charge of one of these, huh? Well, to cope with coming back to this, because I'm probably not going to be talking much, I brought a friend with me. Say hi.
Hi.
Good job. You did your job.
I mean, that's literally all you asked me to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I have Yuri with me. We're going to be playing my favorite bullet hell on the NES, and probably the only bullet hell that people really know on the NES. Summer Carnival 92 Recca.
I don't think this is Ikarugi.
Yeah. So this is a bullet hell released after the Super Nintendo came out, only for the NES, only on the Famicom, and it's extremely hard to find until they ported it to the 3DS eShop, I want to say back in like 2012 or so. It's a really good game, but it's really damn hard, and we're going to play it today because I feel like playing bullet hell. And it even has a dedicated score tech mode, so let's go. Also, yes, this game gets very fast.
It already, like, right out the bat, it already looks like it's already more fast-paced than normal. Then, like, yeah, then I think it's safe to say the normal bullet hells, because Toho does not go this fast.
Yep, okay.
The speed looks like it's a hindrance.
Oh no, this is actually the big thing that's interesting about Recca. Most games on the NES would not be able to display this many objects on the screen without lagging like hell. This game does not have that problem because it does something a little different. It displays all objects on screen with a flicker effect. Instead of showing them 60 frames per second, it shows them 30 frames a second. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa.
and then they actually showed it in 60 frames, and then the game exploded.
Yeah. I don't even know what happened there for a second, because that was just the game. That was probably my computer catching fire, honestly. But yeah, these little bubbles that we're catching are basically point modifiers. That's why we're seeing this so much in, well, score attack mode. This stage is actually different than what I'm used to, because this is not the dedicated, because I'm used to playing the main game instead of the score attack mode. But yeah, they display all of... What?
There's a game coming to the Switch that's basically Ikaruga.
Yeah. You mean Ikaruga? Because Ikaruga's coming to Switch.
No, I need to find it. But there's a game that I looked at and it's like, that's actually just Ikaruga.
Oh god, we're at a boss fight. Oh god. Oh shit, I forgot about this boss.
Well, that's yeah.
Yep, this is the boss.
It's almost the extent. It's almost the extent of hard mode in Hitagata Hapa.
Well, that just happened. Time's up! Well, that was super fucking fast. It might actually be safer if I show off the main game instead of this mode. Mainly because score attack mode is a lot shorter than I realized, and the main game is way longer and way harder. But also a lot more fun. Should I do normal game or go back to just score attack?
If normal game is going to be longer and, like, I guess more fleshed out, then it'll be good to give it, like, that to be your second go.
Yeah. Alright, let's show off the actual normal game. This will also probably give it a better high score. So yeah, I haven't really gotten to talk about the game mechanics. B is to shoot. A doesn't really do anything. In fact, yeah, B is the only button that you really use in this game. Use control stick to move around, of course. That's about it. These different power-ups you get actually change your beam properties. You can have a three-way beam, a singular charge shot beam, a homing shot, laser shot that pierces through enemies, and I think there's another one, but I don't remember what it is. And you can upgrade each of these individual beams to 3 different levels, and they get some pretty ridiculous upgrades after a certain point.
The game I was thinking of is Eero Hero. I don't think it has a date yet, but it showed a teaser it's pretty much like a more, also almost akin to this one. It's a more faster Ikaruga.
Crazy. I'll see. Here's the laser power up. Laser and homing are arguably the most useful weapons because they pierce through enemies, and homing, well, is self-explanatory. Oh fuck. But yeah, even with my knowledge of this game, this is still hard as balls. Oh, mini boss. The way you can tell how all mini bosses work is if their center piece is the part that they're weakest to, so use that to their advantage. Also, if you're not shooting anything, you get a charge shot to form up, and if it forms all the way, you can do this. Also, yes, there is a lot of flashing in this game. Also, the charge shot blocks projectiles from the enemy, so that's very useful when you're fighting bosses like this.
Lots of death.
Yep. Also, seizure warnings are definitely going to be important for this because that. Yeah, so if you have epilepsy, you probably shouldn't be watching this.
There's an epilepsy warning in the description.
Okay, game's having a heart attack for a second.
Oh no, not again.
Uh-oh.
What emulator do you use for NES, by the way?
I'm using BizHawk, which is basically an all-in-one for Genesis, SNES, Game Boy Advance, and NES.
Maybe probably don't do that.
Yeah, but this was working fine before, so I don't know what's happening. I guess it must have been the bitrate.
The combination of OBS, probably.
Yeah, probably. Also, yeah, I'm switching to homing shots right now.
Must have been the bitrate.
Yeah. Must have been the fact that they upgraded the bitrate
Plus
before this.
100 bits.
Yep.
Ugh.
Alright. Pew pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew.
This is a weird visual effect for the background.
Yeah, but it's also a very impressive visual effect because you don't really see people doing stuff like this on the NES.
There's a pretty relative I wouldn't say relatively underground, nor would I say relatively new, relatively well known, but it's like a middling 2D shooter called Abadox. It's also for the NES. And the main thing about that game is, you know how in games like Life Force and Salamander and all those other types of 2D shooters, as well as Gradius, where there would just be those stages where you're just inside of something?
Yep.
And like all the terrain is like intestine based and all that?
Yeah.
Well, Abadox is a game where you're a spaceman. Well, not really a spaceman, but just like a person and a spaceship trying to take out Abadox, which is this this world-eating planet, basically.
Oh God.
And it's organic, so you start at the surface and you go further and further down into it till you reach its heart, and then blow it up, and then save the princess, and then make your way out.
That's actually really cool.
There's like two major points of that game that are like the most infamous parts of it. One of them is just like the first boss that you see, which is like this, it's like this dog with almost all of its skin rotted off.
Okay, that's disturbing.
So it's like this skeletal dog with like just flesh hanging off of it and stuff. And then there's like the thing that appears in the fourth or fifth stage, I'm trying to remember, known as the Cilia monster. And it's like this very tense moment where it's just like the background music that's normally playing just stops, and then all you hear is a heartbeat, and then you just and then you just like slowly like just ease by this gigantic like beast, like almost worm-esque creature that's just in the middle of this goddamn thing. And then halfway, you just going by it, the boss music just starts kicking in.
Oh God.
Yeah, Abadox is pretty good. It's really hard though. It's like I'd say it's like second tier in terms of 2D shooters. Up there with games like Gradius 5 and such.
I really do.
Where it's like it's playable, but they have moments where it's like it's really fast paced, and if you aren't paying attention, then you're gonna get screwed.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Also, since this was made so late into the NES lifespan, they're able to do these kinds of crazy visual effects.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and it's just like I thought Mode 7 was on the SNES.
Yeah, it was, but then this happened. I think this was this German? I don't remember. This might have been a German-made game, but it was. They've done some absurd tricks to get this stuff working. Mostly flicker effects.
What's the name of the game again?
Recca. Recca.
Recca.
And there's the high score. 846,903 points. Like...
Recca NES was made by Kaga Creative and...
What?
It was made by Kid. It was co-developed by Kid. Do you remember who Kid is?
Son of a bitch.
Kid, for anybody at home, Kid made Pepsi Man.
God damn it.
So before they made like the greatest game of their career, they co-developed with Kaga Create to make a pretty good NES game that took visual effects to the next level.
And apparently they also, Kaga Creates also made a second game called Alzadik, not kidding, for the PC Engine, CD.
The second game of note on that console.
Yep, we've discovered a second game worth talking about on that system.
But Kaga Create is Japan-based, so no, they are not actually German.
Oh, I guess I was thinking of the guys who made Fast Racing Neo, because they're German, if I recall. Like, or some part in Europe.
There's a lot of, like, crazy people out there.
Yeah. Crazy people will come up with some crazy, cool stuff. But yeah, that's it for Summer Carnival 92 Recca. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.